So let us welcome back to the another session of our data structure journey. So we are already started the circular single linked list. So this is the series that is the circular linked list. First with previous video we are completed how to create the circular linked list. By creation is done by the insert in the first position of the circular linked list and display. Right now we have to go how to insert an element at end of the circular linked list. So this is the algorithm we have to follow. So we have to understand the logic behind it. So for example, memory allocation is done or not. So here, first step is memory allocation. For example, we go for memory allocation and memory allocation is not possible. At that time, what happened? We have to print the insertion is not possible and exit. Otherwise, the address of newly created node is the new node. For example, first case, memory allocation is not done. So we have to simple print and exit. Next time we run the program, at that time memory allocation is done. For example, this is the memory allocation done for our node and the address is, for example, 5000 address is done. So otherwise store the address of newly created node as a new node. So we make this as a new node. Okay. We make this node as a new node. Then we have to check. If the list is empty, then the make new node as the start node. Right now there is no data, so first only this is a empty linked list. So enable empty. At that time, what happened? Start is a pointer as well as the last is another pointer. Both the points to store which value? Null value. Because there is no element, so it store the value of null. Now, if the list is empty, yes, then make the new node as a start node as well as the last node. So how to make? We have to store the 500 address in the start as well as the last. Then only it can point to newly created node. So if we make this was a start as well as this was a start. Store the value inside the data. What is the value? For example, I want to store that is 80. It store the value. Make the next pointer of the last pointer to the start node. What is the last pointer? This one. So next pointer of this next. Which value? To start value. So insertion is complete. Right now insertion is complete. Now again we try to execute the program. And also memory allocation is done at that time. So for example, memory allocation is done. So here what on previous case, this value is 5000. So it points to the first value. So now memory allocation is done. For example, address is 6000. If the list is empty, no. Then step 4. If the list have nodes, yes. Then store the data value. So we have to store the data value. For example, data is 90. Then make the last pointer. Make the last next pointer points to the new node. So last next, what is the last next? This pointer, store which value? That is new node. So new node is the 600. Previously it points to the same thing. Now it stores the address of this one. So now here what happened? If we are store this one, then what happened? This value is gone as well as the link is gone. So it store which value? 600. If you store the value 600, then what happened? Connection established. Make the new node, make the next of new node of this one, next this value, points to start node, point to start node. How to make it? So point to start node means 500. So I have to store the 500. If I store the 500, then what happened? Now it make a circle loop is established. After that, our insertion is over. So this is the way we can able to insert the value into end of the linked list. For example, once again we run the program. So at that time, what happened? This is the new node. It will create the new node, store the value. For example, 75, I store the value. Then what happened? Make the last next. Last next right now is 500. Now what I have to make? Last next store the new address. For example, it is 800. So what happened right now? You store the 800. So if you store the 800 means the connection is gone. So now if I store the 800, then what happened? It will connect to this node. We make a connection to this node. Next of new node. Next of new node points to the start node. What is the start node? 500. So if I make the 500 here, then what happened? Now this node is connected to this node or not? Insertion complete. Anyhow, our circle is established or not. So this is the way we can go for insertion into the last position. So this is our menu drive program. Last video we are completed. This is the series sequence 2 that here we insert the same program we have to just modify. Here we are perform the insert into the first position, same code, only last bit we have to change. So that's why I make a copy and we have to paste here. So here we have to add this one. So here the function name I have to change insert into the end of the linked list or last of the linked list. Same, little bit same, not all the things. If we have to create the memory allocation, then we have to check whether it is allocated. If it is not allocated, inserts are not possible. If it is done, then we have to enter the element. If the list is empty, the same thing. Only changes we have to do at the time of list have elements. So if what we have to make, so what are the statement we have to make? This statement we have to change. If last is equal to new, then last equal to then we have to update the last also pointer, then last next equal to start. Then we have to add in the main function. What we have to do, we have to change also menu drive program, that is main program function. We have to here we have to add the condition. We are not added the condition. So 2 is for insert at end. Then new line will be created and 3 is for display, 4 is for exit. Here also same thing. We have to add more cases, that is case 2. Here we have to do the changes and then this is case 3. This is case 4. Then this is 5. Only fast program, fast case, it will take time. After that, remainings are easy. So we have to insert into the end position. So I enter element. Okay. Now we have to go for display. So display, that is 11, 22, 33, 44, 51. We are getting the correct answer. If I go for insert fast again, means it will be before the 11. If I enter the element, that is 10. Then I have go for the display. Now 10, 11, 22, 33. So we are getting the correct answer. So this is our complete program. This is our complete program. These two functions we are already covered previous video. Right now, this is our insert at end position code. This is our menu drive program. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you are able to understand the concept of the circular link list with the insert at end position. Please subscribe the channel, like as well as share the channel. Thank you very much.